Awesome.
What is up, everybody?
How's it going, everyone?
Welcome to the Gold League Finals between Spydreverse and Chicken Tenders. Not the greatest names out here today, but we do got some great players, and so hopefully we'll have a great round of 5 out here. As I think they're still getting warmed up for a little bit here, but they will be ready to go soon. Hopefully we'll have a hype match. See how Noah, the clear underdog, out of these 4 players, will see if he'll show up today or see if they'll get swept.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this matchup. As you all know, Noah played in the South Conference of the Gold League, which didn't feature many strong servers other than maybe Matt Cole and Brian Childs, which Fred and Noah seem to handle with a good amount of ease, but Rahul and David are kind of just a different animal. You know, Rahul has a vast array of different serves that are really strong and fast, and David is a lot more, intelligent in terms of his serving, and it has a lot more spin and cut on it. So really excited to see how he does. I think it's going to come down to how well Fred coaches him, and then honestly just how Noah's reaction time is.
Looks like we're going to move down here a little bit.
There was an ant pile, so we moved
There was an ant pile. Definitely don't want to land in an ant pile.
Sorry, we have to take a step back because of the slant, but hopefully this is okay.
It's a little far. A little pixely.
Well, here, let's see the slant, Rahul.
Just try to get it as close as possible if you can. Noah is not part of A&M. He is still in high school. I think he goes to Bel Air High School.
Houston, I believe.
Somewhere.
Is this okay?
I mean, it's better. Is it possible to
yeah, we
maybe
can just move it closer and then move it.
Not have it at an angle?
Move the leg down. Yeah, we can make this leg shorter.
Just making it level with the
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that's as best as we can get it. Yeah.
All
right.
Okay. Let it go.
Should be good.
What else? This?
Wow. Yes, definitely lots of potential. Very exciting to see new younger players stepping up into this Gold League, Gold Division. Exciting to see sort of the next generation of Texas Roundnet come through. We've had a lot of the same players at the top for a while, and so it's definitely nice to have some mix-up thrown in, get some upsets at some tournaments.
Definitely. I feel like that's something we're seeing right now in Texas. You know, our skill level is just kind of just transcending what we did have in the past. You know, top 5 and top 10 used to be like the best players, but now top 20 is starting to make moves. So it's really fun to see.
Looks like we're going to get started here with David to serve on the right for Spydreverse. This is the first one. Going to have a lot of arguments this game, if I had to guess. Right off the bat, we have a lip call, and they're going to talk about it. Fredric, pretty well known for being a very strict caller, I guess. Very strict on his calls. David, also known to definitely argue his point.
Definitely. I feel like they're both arguers, but they both have a different way of approaching it. You know, David kind of comes from the fact of like, let's just redo it. And Fred's just like, no, I want that point. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they play out in this matchup.
So it looks like it's going to be a double fault there. So 0.1 for Chicken Tenders, which is good. Held off David for a little while. But very interesting to see that Rahul is going to be facing Noah for his serve. So if Rahul can get those serves on, he should be able to take a break. But on the opposite side, Rahul is also a weak lefty serve returner. As you can see a little bit right there. Obviously, it was a lip in the back, but kind of a smart move to put Noah up against Rahul to maybe get a break early.
Definitely. And, you know, Rahul, he's already not the best serve receiver in general, not just necessarily left. But I think his experience will definitely come into play here in comparison to Noah. But I guess we'll see. I think if you can figure out Rahul and David serves early, maybe the next few games or so, he can do something good there. But if they're not getting serves on, which David and Rahul are not right now, then it may be a hard match for them.
We'll see if Fredric takes off here. see what he's going to do today. It looks like they do only have 2 balls, which is a little bit unfortunate. So hopefully that won't be too big of an issue. It does look like it's hot there, but again, can't really tell because I'm not there. So don't know what the heat factor is in this game. So it looks like Fredric's going to double fault as well. Full round of double fault to start the game. Yeah, no observers today. Hi, Spike Ball. Welcome to the Gold League Finals. No observers today. It was very hard. All of these players pretty much live in different areas. David up near North Dallas. Rahul and Fredric actually both at A&M. And then Noah there coming from Houston. It was hard to find a time after summer to get everybody into one spot. But luckily we have Labor Day today, so we're able to get everybody in one spot for this final match.
And right there, we got an ace from David. Kind of interesting. It kind of hits that right side of the net and then cuts into a jam. Really weird serve to receive.
Yeah, I thought that one might have been side pocket. It just looked like it jumped a lot, but they're going to call it clean. David puts on a back door, but it's going to be set right over the net and put away.
Kind of an awkward hit back there by Noah, but still gets the point on it. May have to set his feet a little bit sooner there.
Goes for the drop. David's moving today.
Rahul's
gonna take that on 2.
On 2.
Now what you're gonna want to do there? Gonna want to just set that right up. At least give David some time. David will have time to at least get to the net, whereas Rahul kind of just jumped in and hit it. A drop there from Noah. Nice 1-2-3 to save it.
I think something that's definitely going to come into play here is just the fact that David's energy has been conserved, because usually whenever you're playing him in later matches of the day, then you can get away with drop shots and kind of pushing him deep. But since they haven't played yet, he's definitely coming out fresh with a lot of energy, and that's going to help him a lot.
Yeah, definitely a factor for sure.
Great up by Noah there. Goes to the lefty tweener. David gets the touch on it, and Rahul botches the set.
And that is going to be the downfall of Spydreverse right there. They're going to be able to make plays, but then not be able to execute, because both of these players, their setting is, I would say, a little bit subpar for the top players in Texas. Usually good enough. That one kind of seemed like a little bit of an error on Rahul's part, but it definitely wasn't shocking.
Yeah, and I think something that's coming into play too is I still feel like Spydreverse is kind of coming into this game nonchalantly, not really taking it seriously. But I mean, if Chicken Tenders takes a few games off of them, or even just one, then they may have a little bit of a wake up call. But just the decision for Rahul to hit on 2, not really setting his feet for the set. I think he's still trying to get more into it.
Definitely not playing very smart right now, that's for sure. Yeah, hopefully they'll get their head in the game. I know a lot of people, like I know you've said it, I know Luke Maurer said it, I kind of feel the same way. It's like if you're not playing 100%, it's hard to get into the game and play smart. A nice serve from David, but a better up from Fredric as Rahul runs it down but can't find it. Please get Rahul some lefty serve return practice. They have a lefty at A&M. I don't know why. He's just unconfident maybe. But yeah, I thought Rahul was going to be able to get that up on that last point, but just was not able to track it, I guess. Goes over his head.
Hitting those things hard too from those lefts. A nice little put away from Rahul.
If there's one thing I'm sure he's been taught, it's hit it hard.
Not wrong. I feel like that's A&M's mantra.
I feel like that's Texas's mantra.
Hit hard, set hard, serve hard. Double fault hard.
Double fault the hardest. So many broken rims down here in Texas. Rahul second serve, goes for the drop.
Noah gets the up. Great recovery.
Set. Rahul with a defensive touch. David doesn't shank this one, and Rahul backhands it away. Good conversion there.
Yeah, great effort by Noah being able to get those drops. I know sometimes they can be pretty hard to get to, but he gives Fred a chance to go at it, and you know Fred's going to take any opportunity if the ball gets in the air.
Yeah, it looked like he had to crawl a little bit there at the end. It looked like he maybe lunged in a little bit, didn't quite get far enough, so had to crawl his way, drag his body up to that drop shot, which means there must have been a pretty good drop there from Rahul, which is a little bit surprising. Rahul doesn't usually drop too often, at least against me. So we'll see if he can continue his run here. He's gonna put it
Great
on.
serve there. Noah with a great set on it, and easy put away by Fred.
And David is in a good spot there on the wrap. He knows Fredric, and it's one of Fredric's favorite shots to hit. And so he's in the right position, but it didn't look like he quite had his hands up and ready. And the ball kind of just goes right above him. He's not able to react in time and get his hands there. So maybe if I'm David, I'm going to have my hands up and ready as I'm moving into my defensive positioning. Nonetheless, a good serve there from Rahul, but Fredric's just able to handle it.
Yeah, we've only had a few points, but I feel like Noah is already playing pretty well for the first game. It's good to see him playing with confidence rather than kind of just messing up and making errors.
Good to see a nice little put away there from Rahul. Not to panic in the face of Fredric's big body there on the net. Just stays calm and collected and just hits it right past him. Really a little bit of a push, I guess, based on the way his feet were set. But just glad he didn't opt to put it into the body because if he did, I think it would have been a good up right into Noah. So good hit there. We'll see if David can make some breaks happen against probably the weaker serve receiver on this team. Definitely the weaker serve receiver, just in terms of experience and overall skill. So they're going to call lip there. Don't want it.
David agrees, and he's going to go again. He goes for the reverse. Noah gets the nice up on that. Fred with the set, trying to adjust to it, is a little bit off net. Honestly, not a bad receive by Noah. I mean, it could have been better, but just the fact that he did get the up on the reverse cut, I think it's very promising going in. I think something that's going to help is that, you know, the reverse cut comes to his dominant hand, his lefty, so maybe he has a little bit more ease in comparison to other players who are right-hand dominant.
And you almost have to expect the reverse cut here. As you see, David switched his stance for the second serve and opts to stand straight on, which oftentimes means he's going to reverse cut. It's very hard to reverse cut from the RP stance. A lot easier to do it from straight on. As you're more, it's easier to turn your hips, especially the way David does his reverse. So maybe a little bit of lack of experience there for Noah, but definitely should have been able to see that he was probably going to go for a reverse. Either way, still hard to execute. So good on David's part, but they're going to hold him here as he double faults. Nice little step out from Noah. We'll get one more. And he won't get one more after that one. It's going to be a double fault. Heading into this game. 10-8, Spydreverse up. Built themselves a little bit of a comfortable lead, which is always good. Always want to give yourself a little bit of cushion as you're heading into these games. Want to make sure that you have as little comeback ability factor for the other team. Want to make sure that you are slowly building your lead up and just not getting broken. Obviously not too far ahead, so it is still possible for chicken tenders to come back here. But it is also very possible for Spydreverse to just run away with it. So we'll see how this game turns out. Fredric obviously going to be needing to get these serves on. I'm not sure he's gotten a serve on this game yet.
Yeah, I still think we're experiencing that first game dilemma where everyone's trying to get warmed up and get into the feel of everything. Really interested to see if Rahul can deliver on serves. I know during Gold League it's been kind of hard for him to stay consistent. Not necessarily the quality of his serves, but rather the consistency is something that has been suffered. Nice little 1-2-3 put away by Spydreverse to get the point.
David with a nice little flick pullback. That's kind of insane. That's a nice little shot there. As he sees Fredric come in for the body, just adjusts and just pulls it the opposite way of which Fredric's moving, so Fredric has no chance to get it.
Definitely, that's something I noticed this weekend playing with him. Is David likes to hold his shots and take the weird angles, and he works with very little net, but somehow makes it work.
Called being a skilled hitter.
Yeah, he's
got a few
definitely
squares on the net,
hitter.
but still executing. That's what you want to see. So we'll see if he can continue to execute throughout this game. Chicken Tender's still just down 1 on their serve. So we'll see if they can close that gap. Fakes the backhand. Hits back lip. Second serve. Steps out, drops it. Rahul's there. Nice little set, nice little backhand. Looks like Fredric touches set there. Or maybe Noah. Or maybe he's saying Rahul touched set.
Yeah, I think Fred's gonna try to blame Rahul on that one. But I thought it was Fred. It looked like he got too low into it.
They're gonna redo it.
Yeah, it's one of those awkward ones that probably just the better play is just to redo it because no one knows what happened.
Gonna get that one on the back lip, I believe.
Yeah, it came up a little bit. I'm curious to see how this grass works out because it does look a little bit taller, and I know, at least in my experience, tall grass kind of make the ball jump a little bit more. Actually, no, maybe the opposite.
They're gonna play this one. And there it is again. Spydreverse messing up the sets. Might be their downfall if they can't get them under control.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something that's going to affect them. You know, David and Rahul are both pretty great hitters in terms of David being skill and Rahul just being the hard putaways. But they tend to play with partners who are more, I guess, consistent towards the net. Luke Marshall and myself, not to boost myself, but I think that is something that's going to come into play here.
And their sets really aren't that bad, but it's really just the fact that I think that they aren't adjusted to each other's sets that much. They probably haven't played together since they played us, which was going to be early August, maybe. So they might just not be adjusted. You know, you can get away with setting a little bit bad as long as the partner kind of expects it. But maybe not expecting it here after playing tournaments with their normal partners. So we're just going to have a nice 1-2-3 put away there for Chicken Tenders. It's going to be 12-12. All tied up here. If Chicken Tenders are going to win this game, looks like they're going to have to start taking off here with Fredric to serve.
I feel like another thing, too, is Rahul and David tend to set a little bit lower. And especially for hitters who want to have more options, that's going to be a little bit more difficult to kind of get the advantage on.
Fredric does have a 26 ace percentage here, which is pretty high. I mean, 1 in 4 serves that he gets on is an ace, or has been so far throughout the league. You can see there, is that an ace there? I think they're going to discuss it a little bit. I don't think Rahul likes it. As you can see, he gives the ball back to Fredric.
Yeah, it went high a little bit. It was wide, but this point of contact was pretty high up.
They're going to give a nice talk about it.
I noticed Fred's hitting has kind of been a bit higher, too. Maybe something he's trying to capitalize on them, not being able to run down stuff. Still the argument for the serve, though.
But like I was trying to say earlier, Fredric, with the 26 ace percentage, meaning if he gets these serves on, he is likely to get some aces, but he does have to actually get the ball on the net. So we'll see if he's capable of doing that or not. Gets one on there. A decent set from David, but too early of a body from Fredric. He's not going to be able to get it up.
Yeah, I don't think that was a choice for Fred. The set was definitely off net. I think he had a lot of time to scoot back and get the ball running.
100% agree there. Maybe just didn't give himself enough time to look at the set there and just kind of puts the body up. David gets a nice drop on the net, and that's going to be another good break there from Spydreverse.
Disgusting drops.
Another nice serve there. He's off the net. Rahul gets a nice touch. David sets it on the net, and he puts it away.
Wow.
Another break for Spydreverse.
And that's what you're going to want to be seeing from them throughout the matchup.
Looks like we have a timeout call here from Chicken Tenders, which is a good move as Spydreverse are starting to take a little bit of a run. So try to ice the server here, and take a second, get your mental game back under control. Rahul here actually a little bit shocking. He's not the player I thought. Well, I guess I should say David is a player that is taking the breaks right now. Rahul, the player I thought would be the one taking the breaks, whereas David would be more of just forcing bad touches. But looks like David's going to be the one showing up so far.
Yeah, like I said, I think if this was a tournament scenario, it'd be a much different setting. Even looking back at the tournament this past weekend, you saw Rahul take, I think, 10 aces on a team with 73% serve consistency. But in Gold League, I feel like he's really struggling to find that competitive spirit that he finds in tournaments. So really trusting for David to take those breaks on his serve.
We'll see David serve here. Puts it into the side pocket. Pretty good timeout call there for Chicken Tenders.
Definitely
David was
agree.
looking a little bit hot, so just cool him down a little bit.
Yeah, I think Chicken Tenders are going to utilize those timeouts, but it's going to be an adverse effect for Spydreverse because David's going to be able to get those, those breaks, get some water, maybe just recollect himself and cool down. That'll definitely help him later on.
Yeah, for sure. David's definitely a player that you have to try to tire out, make it a stamina battle with him. I know when we were playing him in our semifinals match, I was trying to do my best to get us into Game 5 because David was looking quite tired. It was hot that day. A nice serve here from Rahul. Fredric's going to put it away. Yeah, trying to get us into Game 5. David was looking a little bit tired. Rahul had actually hurt his back a little bit, so it didn't look like he was going to be a big factor in Game 5 if we were to make it. So was feeling very confident if we could have gotten to Game 5, but unfortunately they were able to end it earlier. So that's obviously David's strategy. Win as fast as you can. Doesn't want to get tired out for those later games.
Just a little off net. It's high, but Rahul cannot get it on.
And there it is one more time. Another set that was just a little bit too far, a little bit out of Rahul's reach. Rahul, obviously not a tall player, not able to reach those far balls quite as easily. So got to get a little bit closer to the net for him. Maybe he could have just moved his feet a little better, but didn't. So it's going to be another break for Chicken Tenders off of a bad set.
This is an important spot for Fred to hold here. He does get the touch on the ball. And again, he's going to skyball it away, not really trusting that Rahul and David are going to be able to run those down. He's hitting high, and he's making sure that they're not bodying. Very easy putaways for Fredric Hinkle.
Yeah, both Rahul and David not really known for their defense per se. Both not really big hustlers, I guess I would say. You don't really ever see them dive too much or all-out sprint or anything like that. So definitely a big strategy here, just to skyball every shot.
And just like that, we have a 1-point difference in the game. And if Noah can make something happen here, it's a good matchup for him against Rahul right now. Goes to the lefty backhand, almost puts it on.
That backhand looked like it had a good amount of power on it, so interesting to see if he can get those on later, see if make some breaks happen there.
Sadly, does not get the second serve on. And we're going to see David here. Again, Fred being tasked with having to... Well, actually, no, it's Rahul. It's 18-16, my fault. Well, Noah, you got to hold here.
Getting pretty late into the game. Got to make stuff happen here if you're Chicken Tenders. Gets drops. Noah gets it up. A decent set and a nice put away. And if you're Fredric here, you got to make the breaks happen now. We're getting towards the end of the game, so this is one of your last chances to serve. Possibly the last chance to serve if Spydreverse takes some breaks.
Pressure makes diamonds. Let's see it, Fred.
Got to step up. He's going to drop.
Very quick drop at it, too.
David looked like he was ready for it there. Fredric readjusting the net. doesn't want to lip here. Take
Wow,
a serve right to
jams.
David.
Oh no, with the great positioning and almost gets the ball up, but sadly he's not going to get the good touch on it.
So
Very
Spydreverse-
nice decision though for that defense.
Spydreverse is going to be up now. 19-17. Let's see if they can end it before letting Fredric serve again.
Honestly, not a bad first game so far. Good touch by Fred. And again, just going to skyball it away.
It's really just too easy. He knows no one's going to run out there. It's not a bad hit. He's blasting those balls like all the way off the screen. So
Yeah.
Obviously a great strategy is working out pretty well. David and Rahul not running for any balls. Fredric, throughout this Gold League, has had an 89% put away percentage, which is pretty good considering that his partner is a pretty inexperienced player, meaning that he doesn't always give the best sets. And knowing Fredric, he's 100% going to go for every single shot he can put on the net. So really just increasing that. Maybe he'll get up into the 90% after this game. So we see a nice 1-2-3 put away. Fredric gets a little bit of a decent touch, but Noah can't track it down for the set. And I believe we are at
Point
2018. Rahul for the drop. Noah standing a little bit further back than most people. Might just be a little bit scared of the speed, but he handles it well there. David and Rahul not on the same page there. Rahul's playing body defense, and David's right next to him.
Yeah, this is turning out to be a great final matchup as Noah is honestly doing really well in his serve receive. I think that's the thing that was the biggest worry for this matchup.
Fredric here for his second serve, 19-20. This could be the game.
Gets a nice cut on the ball. I think they're going to call lip.
David calls no. Not sure what the call was.
I thought it was clean.
And that's really where you want observers here is when you have these
Yeah, that's quite
clutch points
unfortunate.
where it looked like Fredric made a good serve, but David calls
Oof.
no.
That's rough. Man, I feel the tenseness even in my room right now.
Yeah, a lot of tension here on the court. Fredric wanted that serve.
That's so
He's
unfortunate.
clearly upset, taking a second to regather himself. He's going to serve here again.
Gets another one on,
Gets it
though.
on.
It's going to be passed, and that's going to be a point in game for Spydreverse.
Fredric, you can see a little bit upset there, walking off the court pretty quick. Did not want to lose that game. Obviously, clearly nobody wants to lose here. But 21-19, very close first game. So good on Spydreverse to pull out that first game, take a little bit momentum into the second game. Fredric, I'm assuming, is going to come back into this next game serving, and he's going to be swinging hard.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's definitely what's going to come down to. You know, both teams really aren't. I guess Spydreverse is definitely taking a lot more aces in this matchup, but they did not have the consistency that you normally see. But Chicken Tenders still has not turned it on themselves. So if they can turn it on, we're going to have a pretty different game here, but it's still pretty close. Matthew, I'm curious, how does Spydreverse get to play defense on Chicken Tenders? I mean, as you can see, Fred's putting those things away. Is it roofing it? Is it getting someone to go far? I mean, even for me, I don't even think I'd be able to run those balls down.
Well, the thing is that even if they do get someone out far, I don't think their setting is going to get them back to the net. So I think what they have to do here is just play some bigger body defense, get into the right position a little bit quicker, and really just got to play body because I know neither of these people. I mean, they might try to run for it, they might get a decent up, but the setback is going to be pretty hard. Then you're gonna have to sprint back for the hit as well. Garrett saying, "What up in the chat? What is up, Garrett? Welcome to the Gold League Finals." As you can see here up on the screen, we got some nice head-to-head stats for you. Rahul versus Noah. It's kind of interesting to see that even though Rahul is a much more experienced player, has first place finishes in other states, Noah, his RPR is able to keep up with that of Rahul's here in the Gold League. As we get started in game 2, like I said, Fredric's going to come out swinging, takes a break right off the bat there, 1-0 Chicken Tenders.
Yeah, and there's no contested call on that. It's a clean serve, and they're going to all know it too. Goes to the backhand. A serve that when it gets on for Fred, it has a lot of power and a lot of speed on it. Going to jam Rahul a little bit, but gets a great touch on it. Goes for the body, and it's going to go a little bit too far for Noah to get there.
Not what you want if you're Fredric there. Fredric wants to keep that ball as long as possible. Keep that anger to help him serve harder. Rahul's going to serve right back at him. See if he can get a break back. Really not too big of a deal if you are if you start serving and you get a break. It's really just like starting the game as if you served first and lost the point. So really not too big of a deal here that they lost that first point. They'll just be down the mini break as we get headed into this game. Rahul here to second serve. Making sure they keep track of where they hit the balls. Only got 2 of them. Rahul's going to serve there and take their break back. So just like that, Spydreverse take their mini break back.
I think he hit a jam there on Fred. Maybe like a little bit of a backdoor. Goes to his left hand. And he gets another ace on Noah, and that's not a good start for Chicken Tenders, especially since Rahul is not the one that they're really worried about in serving. But now we have to take a different approach because he's taking aces right now.
Gonna have a call there. Not quite sure what it was. Maybe clipped rim. Second serve. That one's on the net.
And nice wrap by Fred. Honestly thought David was in a good position, but Fred decided to rotate a little bit more to put that away into the no-man area.
And if you're Spydreverse here, you've obviously got to see a pattern here. Fredric's hit that shot about 10 times in a row now, where he just wraps his entire body all the way around the ball, runs basically around the net, and just twists and pulls it all the way back through. You're not going to be able to rotate that if you're rotating the same way as him. So clearly there, if you are Rahul, you're the one that has to step up and go around Fredric as he moves to play body defense there. Not an easy shot to see. Noah gets a serve on the net and breaks David. A nice wide serve there. It's going to be 3-3.
And there's a good little confidence booster, proving that he can match up to these top-level players and be able to ace them.
And I don't think we have lines out here today, so not sure what we're discussing here. Might be a close call, but not really sure you can call anything without lines here. It does look like everyone's at a respectable distance, but you know, at the end of the day, if you get aced from 5'11", you're probably going to get aced from 6 feet. So hopefully not too many calls on close here.
I'm going to call the lip there. I don't think I necessarily agree with the call. It doesn't look too lippy to me. If it was, then it was a micro lip.
It did look like it hit the back of the net area. Didn't look like it maybe jumped up too much, but I can definitely see the call. Maybe just a quick redo. Yeah, it looks like they will redo it here, as it was a little bit of an awkward serve. Gonna drop it, but Rahul's there. He's just gonna put it back behind him.
Oh, was that gonna be the third touch if Noah touched it?
No, I don't think so. I think Rahul pulled it back behind him. So Fredric does a great job to dive there and get the ball up. Unfortunately, hits it up further away from the net. So even if Noah did get there, it's going to be pretty hard to set that all the way back to the net. But a good try, good defensive touch.
I wanted to see the layout, man. I wanted it. Fred to serve here against David. Swinging hard. Probably going to opt for the no. Off the gentle put on. That's not something you want to see from Fred. If you looked at the second serve, he took a decent amount of energy off of it. And I know something for Fred. If he tries to slow down the amount of strength that he's putting into his serves, he tends to get in his head a little bit. That's something I saw last weekend. Would love to see him swing in full force.
Yeah, definitely. That's also something for me as well. If I'm not swinging like pretty hard, then it definitely ruins my accuracy. Do I have the correct score here? Is it 6-4? Or is it 7-4 now? It looks like Rahul's on the left.
I believe it's 7-4, still getting updated. It's going to be a drop there. Fred gets the up on that.
They also
Easy
didn't
down the
rotate.
middle.
Did they rotate before Fredric served?
They're rotating now.
Okay, so I think it's going to be 5s. Yeah, I didn't remember Spydreverse making a big break.
Yeah, that's what I was
run, at
wondering
least.
too. I was like,
So I think they're just going to be tied up here at 5s.
Like that idea.
I think Rahul took some breaks, but then Noah took a break.
yeah.
I think 5s is correct.
David is serve after the rotation. Correct.
6-5s.
David is serve. Gets a back lip there. Good receive by Fred. And the easy put. Very low shot. Rahul and David not really in a terrible position. I think they're still getting cut down the middle because no one's marking that side. I think Rahul could do a better job of funneling towards David right there, but still a great shot by Fred and easy execution for him.
Honestly, a pretty nice set there from Noah, having to run all the way past the net and just puts it right back at the net for Fredric. Not really the easiest set in the world, considering he didn't have much time to get there, but good execution there.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Honestly, really exciting to just see how good Noah is doing in this matchup. I think there was a lot of doubts by people who saw this finals match coming, but he is definitely performing pretty well. And
Rahul
it's
falls down there.
exciting to see. What just happened?
Cannot backpedal very well today. Just got on the ground. Somebody clip that. He's gonna put his serve on regardless. Doesn't need to be standing up in order to serve. But Chicken Tender's gonna handle it and put it away. Keep this game nice and close.
And I don't know if you noticed, but Noah hitting a high hit there. I think that was intentional, and I think he maybe trying to do the same strategy as Fred, just really hitting high and far.
I think we got some people playing basketball behind us here. If you can hear that music, not sure where it's coming from. Oh, we have Luke Marshall here as well. Didn't even know Luke Marshall was here. Insane. But we're gonna have a nice little put away there from Spydreverse. Gonna make it 8-7. Gonna make us rotate. So it looks like we also have some more balls here as well, which is gonna be great. We won't have to keep shagging them after about every point. Not sure if Luke Marshall is going to be observing or if he's just going to be helping with the balls. David's going to drop there. Fredric gets it up, and he's going to pull it right back behind him, which is a shot he's doing a lot. David, you see, tries to adjust there, tries to run a little bit further back and kind of fall with the hit, but can't quite find it. Fredric to serve here. He's going to get that one up. He's going to put it away. Definitely hear some basketball going on behind us.
Yeah.
There is a basketball court directly behind the camera, so I apologize if the basketball is a little bit too loud, but hopefully they'll keep it down just for us. Rahul serving again.
Oh no.
Gonna get another break there. And if you're Spydreverse, this is your game right here. Just try to take breaks off the serve and then hold on defense. Hold on serve receive.
Yeah, and with Luke Marshall here, we'll get to see some of these disputed calls a little bit better. Nice little drop there. Fred does get the up somehow. Maybe you called in a carry.
Not sure what the call was there.
They looked confused. I think they were just very confused how Fred got the touch on that, but I don't think it hit the ground. If anything, it's a carry call, but I don't know. It was very low. Very hard to make that receive without carrying the ball, but I think they are going to call it clean.
All right, so we're going to move on here. Nice serve receive from David. Pushes it right into Noah's body. Didn't have enough power on it in order to get it back up to Fredric there. So is it 11-9?
I think Fred's no, David's serving. Did they rotate? Yeah, they just rotated. That's 11-9.
Yeah, 11-9. He's going to go for a second serve here. See if he can break Noah. It's a nice serve on, but Noah's able to handle it. A drop. David gets there, but can't get it up.
Not what you want to see from David. Being able to read that, but not getting it up.
Honestly, a great serve receive there from Noah. I'm kind of impressed. That was a very fast serve, and it cut a little bit. It looked like it was messing with the eyes, but Noah doesn't panic and just gets it right up to Fredric. Really mature play there coming out of Noah. Very exciting to see, and that he's growing as a player.
Definitely. I think something that helps Noah is the fact that I believe his background is in baseball, so maybe used to seeing things coming pretty fast at him, and those reflexes are really enhanced. I mean, you can see that there, just the way he serves receives, the way he's honestly doing better than a lot of top-level players I know in serve receive. And that's something very promising from Noah, and pretty scary, the fact that he's going to be climbing the ladder this much. Honestly, shaping up to be a great player.
This is the first serve. Steps out this time. David's going to get a nice up. Not a great set from Rahul, but enough for David to just slap it away.
I don't know how the music sounds on stream, but it's definitely intensifying.
Basketball game's getting intense back there, but Gold League Finals even more intense over here. Tries to get that second serve on, but they're going to call side pocket and or lip and or both.
I think it was both.
Chicken Tenders 2-3 hanging in there, but just like last game, they're going to have to make some breaks happen.
Good serve by Fred, and they are going to call a lip. Yeah, I think it.
Yeah, definitely. Second serve. That one's on. David's going to hit on two. Nice little cheeky put away.
Honestly, Rahul getting pretty good touches on the jams. I know that's definitely a serve he struggles to return sometimes, but he's been getting decent touches to David.
The left hand actually gets it on.
Oh my goodness. A strong left from Rahul and a great receiving adjustment from Fred.
Not sure I've ever actually seen Rahul put on a left-handed serve, so that was very surprising. But an even better push there from Fred to just kill that point. Very interesting indeed there. It looked like it got pretty wide as well, so interested to see if his left hand is cutting, or if he's able to just get that nice angle on it. But David's going to be stepping up to serve here now. They're going to call lip. It looks like Luke Marshall might be observing.
Thinking about it. He's thinking about it. He strokes his head a little bit. He's like, I don't know.
Might not have had a great angle on it, so might not have a great call there. David going to serve again here. Just do it one more time. That one's into the rim. Fredric to serve again. Swinging hard. That one's going to miss as well. So Spydreverse up 16-14 here, still holding on to their lead. See if they can make one more break happen, give them a little bit of comfort as they head into the end of the game. That's going to be a good serve, but a better serve receive.
A great
nice up from Rahul and a good set from David. Nice easy put away. That's the break they're going to want to give them that little bit of cushion, a little bit of breathing room as we head into the end of the game. So 17-14, Spydreverse looking good for game 2.
Honestly, great play by Spydreverse there. Rahul just takes up so much of that net and cuts off the angle for Fred to be able to make that play on the hit. And just the layout from David being able to make the set. Beautiful play by Spydreverse. If they can keep doing that on defense, I think they're going to have this game secured.
Exactly. Got to play the big body and hope you get a good up, because they're just going to skyball you all day and you're not going to run for it, then got to readjust.
Yeah, got to cut it off early.
Drop there. Rahul's there. He's going to backhand it right into Fredric, going to get it up. He's going to hit it away. I think hits it into the rim.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Fred making the play there, but not being able to capitalize on it.
And that's unfortunate right there. If you're Fredric, that's the play that you wanted. You wanted to bait the hit and then pick it up in a great defensive position, but just unable to convert the point. That was going to be a huge point. Would have made this game 16-17, and now it's 18-15. So Spydreverse looking comfortable. They've hit that 18-point mark, which for me kind of indicates the uncomebackable zone, if that makes sense. Once the team gets to 18 points, it does become a lot harder. So they only have a few points left. So he's gonna have to make something happen right here. Gets it on. Rahul with an awkward set, but David's able to adjust. So 9-6 now. Not looking good for chicken tenders. Let's see if Rahul can try to end the game even quicker. He's gonna swing into the rim. If you're chicken tenders, not really sure how you even come back in this game. I mean, it looks like you're just gonna have to try to take aces, but Spydreverse are just handling their serves so well. And defense is gonna be quite hard as well, as is for any round net game.
Nice little step up and no there. Almost finds the back door on Rahul.
Honestly, it looks like chicken tenders are just dropping a little bit too much. It's getting a little bit expected. Looked like Rahul was about serve receiving from 4 feet because he expected the drop there. David's going to go for the backhand. Fredric gets a nice up. Sets over the net.
What a receive by Fred there. That is a hard serve to get to. So wide and so hard. Gets the amazing touch and the amazing put away.
David almost gets a defensive up, but it's dropped just outside of his reach. Fredric, the server you want here at 18-20. See if you can make something happen.
I think long score, prominent score, maybe. And
that's going to be a double fault. That is going to be game 2 going over to Spydreverse. It's going to be 2-0 in the series now. Will it be a clean
thrown?
Do you think it's going to be a clean sweep here, or do you think they're going to go to at least 4 games?
You know, I don't know much about Noah yet in terms of a player because I've never played him, but I know Fred is someone who definitely hates losing. I feel like a lot more than most people. If he can really channel that into performing better and Noah can keep up with that, I think they have a chance to take 1 game, but honestly, Rahul and David are starting to figure out defense. Their serves are getting on. They seem pretty crisp, and this may be a 3-0 sweep.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a sweep here. Don't think you could have been any more mad than he was at the start of last game, having basically lost game 1 off of a disputed call. So I don't think he's going to be, I don't think he's going to get any more angry than he was. And if the anger last game wasn't enough to make him win this game, I don't think there's going to be enough anger for him to win game 3 either.
I mean, I don't know. He got pretty angry. He threw a set.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he did throw a set, but I mean, it's more of just continual anger. And it's not really a big boost in energy at this point. I think it's more of just running into frustration almost.
Definitely. It's not really fueling. It's more so something that's hindering you now.
Fredric definitely does have one of the highest RPRs in this Gold League, and so should definitely be the player that's stepping up. But so far, I think Spydreverse have just done a really good job of just handling his serves. They're not getting a lot of defensive touches on him, but that's kind of just how roundnet goes, especially at the top level. But they're starting to figure out the body defense a little bit more. If they can just keep holding on to these serves, then I think it's just going to be an easy game 3. And if anyone in the chat is watching and you're wanting to get into some roundnet action yourself, be on the lookout at texasroundnet.com for some upcoming tournaments and events. I know we have the Round Rock Major coming up on September 19th, so that's going to be about 2 weeks away. So if you're wanting to play in a tournament, definitely go get signed up at texasroundnet.com. We have a bunch of events happening this year. We have been on pause for a little bit due to COVID, but we are back with our tournaments, trying to keep them as safe as possible. We do have COVID precautions in place. We got lots of hand sanitizer, lots of wipes for equipment, got extra masks if you need them. So feel free to bring your friends and socially distance yourself from other groups, but still have a great time and come out and compete. Also, if you're looking for a nice new shirt to wear to our tournament, you're welcome to go to texasroundnet.com/shop and find yourself a nice shirt. I believe last year's shirts are on sale, so I think they're only like $10. They're pretty comfortable. I would say definitely could sleep in them, have a good night's rest. So yeah, definitely head over to texasroundnet.com if you're interested in any events or merchandise.
And if you are a roundnet enthusiast, please be sure to give us a follow. Consider subscribing if you have Twitch Prime, or even if you just want to make a donation to TASR. We are going to be showing content from the majors and making sure that people are being able to see what Texas Roundnet is all about, being able to see some quality games, and be really, really happy to have you. And we are going to be going into game 3 with Rahul to serve now.
We'll see if Dark Fredric will come out this game.
Dark Fred.
Not sure I've ever really seen Dark Fredric. I think he really just gets more and more serious as he gets more upset, but I don't know if I would use the term dark, because he usually plays the same, just more focused.
I think Noah wants that serve, but there's justification for a call.
And it looks like every time they have a serve dispute, Luke Marshall's about 50 feet off the net. The ball, so he can never really make a call. They're going to redo it probably and play this one, assuming they redid it, because I don't know why David would play a rim on the second serve. Either way, he's going to put it away, so it's going to be 1-1.
Yeah, I think Luke is more of a ball striker than an observer. Poor guy.
I mean, that's all right. I mean, it helps the game flow. We got a drop there from David. He's going to hit on 2.
And Noah really taking those serves pretty well. I know David's drop tends to give people a lot of a hard time for their serve receive, but very easy receives for him, and Fred being able to take the on-2.
Doing a good job of not getting down onto his heel. Staying up, staying light, staying quick. Fredric going to catch the ball in between his arm and his body. Very unfortunate when your body's in the right spot, but it just gets caught. So breaks, no breaks all around. Back to Rahul, 2-2. He's going to get that one on. Doesn't look like Fredric likes it. He's going to rotate here, 3-2. We'll see if Spydreverse can get those early breaks again, or if maybe Chicken Tenders take the early breaks and make Spydreverse catch up for a game. Honestly, if you're Chicken Tenders, that's probably the strategy you're going to have to go with, is try to swing harder earlier rather than waiting to try and come back.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think Chicken Tenders definitely needs that cushion for them to be able to hold later on. You know, Fred and Noah, both pretty good receivers. If they can take an early lead and just hold the rest of the game, I think that's their best get. But if they let Spydreverse take some breaks on them, then playing catch-up is not going to be an easy road.
David goes for the reverse on that first serve. Going to push on the second serve. The body's right into him. Goes on the net, but doesn't come off.
And here's where Fred needs to make a play here. He has to get an ace on Rahul and at least get them going. Gets it on the net. It's going to be a lift. I think that's
Definitely caught that.
Nice little push. Rahul does get the up. No with the touch. Fred with the recovery set, and he's going to move it past the defense. I don't know if there's a call.
I think David got tripped there by Fredric. Definitely going to have to be a hinder call. I mean, a little bit unfortunate, but I mean, if you're David there, you're just looking at the ball. You're not looking who's on the ground. So yeah, definitely going to have to redo it here. Unfortunate, a great play there from Chicken Tenders.
That is rough.
But it did look like Spydreverse probably were going to at least get a defensive touch. Not sure if they were going to be able to convert it.
He served it by Fred. Finding
Go
the serve
again.
there.
Spydreverse just going to put it away this time. That's right, Thomas. Even smarter hinder. David, definitely a smart player. Definitely not sure if he meant to trip over. I don't think he wanted to trip, but it did happen. So, you know, you never know. Rahul second serve.
Yeah, that is part of the game. So, I mean, can't blame for David for using it.
And it also did look like Fredric, I mean, not saying he intentionally tripped David, but it did look like he stuck his feet out. But I think he was just getting up. But yeah, I think if you're Fredric there, you got to try to just chill out for a second. Maybe roll your way out of that situation. Just roll away from the net real quick. Try to get out of the way. But maybe didn't even know David was coming.
Yeah, I usually just curl up in a ball. Oh, and Noah taking an ace there.
Noah taking an ace on David. They're going to be up 6-4 now. So this is what you want if you're Chicken Tenders. Get up early and just hold these serves. Put the pressure on Spydreverse. Make them make plays rather than making yourself make plays.
And with another great serve, it's a little bit off net. They have to make a defensive play here. They do not.
And that's a good set there from David. Gave Rahul a lot of time. It made Noah's body just way too early. Gave Rahul a lot of time to see where he was set up and just hit around him.
Don't
have a lip call. Another lip call there. Chicken Tender's going to be up 7-5. David's able to handle that one and pull it right back. Noah's there for the touch. Hits it way too far.
Don't know what happened there. I feel like there's a call. That's why he didn't play it. I was like, what's happening?
I think maybe a little bit of hinder. I think Fredric might have just called a hinder on himself on that hit there.
Yeah.
I'm not really quite sure.
Yeah, because I didn't think Noah's touch would. I don't know. It seemed a little bit too far for it to be like a actual attempt.
Yeah, probably just a hinder call, but anyways, Rahul's going to be here. 6-7. Got to get breaks. Tie this game back up.
Hard serve into the rim. And it is going to be Noah to serve again. Pulled an ace earlier. Can you get one on Rahul now? Goes for a few fakes in the hard left. I think he's faking out too fast. He's not really allowing them to bite on his serve, really.
Yeah, I mean, you do want to have somewhat fast fakes so that, you know, you fake one way and then you're going fast to your other serve. But at the same time, if you fake too fast, sometimes people don't even react to it.
Yeah.
So
that's what I feel like we're seeing here.
David looks like he's getting a little bit too on top of the net there. Probably a cylinder call if he did get the body up either way. So got to be careful there.
Yeah, I feel like Spydreverse is put in a difficult position for defense because they have to get that much net on their defense. And Noah's going to make a run here.
A great touch from Fred.
Off net.
I think Fred definitely touched it there. As you can see, the ball kind of just takes its angle more up instead of outward. Noah does a decent job to try and get a good set there. Obviously, not going to be an easy set from 30 feet off the net, but makes a decent one, gives Fredric a swinging chance. And I mean, that's the kind of set I would expect from a premier player. So
we have Dan Bensowitz in the chat asking for more background on Fred's partner.
So this is Noah Beinart. He's a high school player out of Houston. Honestly, a little bit of a surprise pick for Fredric. Noah was not anywhere close to really a top player. wasn't really known in the Texas scene. Fredric lives in Houston, so I think over the summer he visited some high schools and tried to train up some local kids, saw that Noah was very interested and had some good potential, so kind of just wanted to partner up with him throughout this Gold League, kind of show him the ropes, show him how Texas round net is played, how to hit the ball hard,
And
all that good
definitely has
jazz. So
been
yeah,
proving himself throughout the league.
he has definitely learned. Fredric is a coach, a chess coach, so he's definitely not new into the coaching scene and knows how to instruct people fairly well. So I think Noah's been taking his directions pretty well, and yeah, he's definitely holding his own. He's definitely proving to be a factor here, taking breaks. Obviously, he's left-handed, so that gives him a pretty big advantage. Um, so yeah, I think he's grown definitely a lot of play as a player. You might even be able to go back and see some early live streams of Noah where he was a little bit all over the place and is kind of now condensed into a solid player. So yeah, really exciting to see here. As you see, Spydreverse has kind of dug their way back into this game. Kind of talked about Noah as they were breaking their way back in. So it's going to be 10-9. Rahul serving, well, 10's here now. But yeah, Spydreverse got themselves right back up into the game. So it's going to be on chicken tenders to try to make some breaks happen again.
There were a few fakes and the hard step out lefty. He gets that on. It's going to be a very disgustingly wide angle. Maybe a little bit close here. It looks like he's 4 feet off the net.
Say farewell to summer with JCPenney's Labor Day sale. Rusty
I don't know if you saw that, Matthew, but he looks really close.
special financing too. Plus, save an extra 25%.
I'm sorry, I was looking at chat.
No, you're good.
Levi's denim. Also, Starlight clear.
David's going to serve here. Oh, a
Nice
nice
reverse
cut.
cut. They are going to call backlip, sadly, but that was pretty good angle to look at it. Easy touch, pretty high, and it's going to go far, and no chance for Rahul to get there.
Not really sure if that reverse was backlip, maybe some sort of side or some sort of rim, because it looked like it was really low. So very weird lip call if it was a lip call. Spydreverse with that off in that set, but still going to be able to put away as it lips up over Fredric. A little bit upsetting there. Yeah, Garrett says he thought rim, probably rim, if I had to guess, considering that it stayed so low. Rahul's going to blast one away. Fredric's going to hit on two. 12-12 here. Getting into this middle stage of the game. Both teams are tied up. Very huge.
We're going for a few fakes again. He's not really getting those. I think he would, if I was trying to encourage him not to do those fakes right now. He's kind of doing the same one. He's missed it 3 times now.
Definitely an improvement from the last 2 games where Spydreverse just got ahead early and held it, whereas now they're going to have to make some breaks here in the late game, which gives chicken tenders opportunities to do the same rather than having to come back. They just get 1 or 2 breaks and they'll be ahead rather than just catching up. So David here to serve.
Good touch by Fred there. Gonna be an easy put away.
Hinkle misses the net.
Yeah, maybe misses the net there. He looks disappointed.
Definitely went for the harder shot there as David was on that pull, on that backhand. So goes for the push instead, but misses it. And that's going to be a break for Spydreverse. And that's really how Spydreverse win this game, is just let the other team make errors and make aces. Probably going to have a side pocket call there. Chicken tenders 3-4. Still not too far behind, but
a hard serve by Fred, and he gets that front pocket. It pops up pretty high, but I thought it was front. Maybe side.
They're gonna call bad.
Yeah, I may have hit a side front.
That one definitely not clean there.
Really? I feel like it hit front. Did it go from front to back? Because I thought it was clean. It's going to be an easy up by Fred there. No struggle to receive Rahul there.
And finally, you can see David adjust to Fredric's hitting there. Fredric's hit that same shot a bunch of times, and David finally gets on the body. Makes a touch, but it kind of just launches. So glad to see he's finally playing defense on that hit. And a banger coming out from Noah. It's going to break David one more time to tie it up 15.
Wide.
Noah stepping up in this game. Fredric hasn't been able to take too many breaks, but Noah deciding for himself that he's going to go ahead and take them.
Yeah, I agree with Garrett. I don't know if you saw in the chat saying he's so close. There's no way he makes that angle from 6 feet.
Very possible without lines. It's very hard to tell. He's going to take another break there. Noah, 6'5". Chicken tenders are up now.
I commend Noah too, but yeah.
I mean, that's the risk you take without playing without lines. He's going to get another good serve on. Spydreverse are going to handle it this time. And there's really just no way to call it unless it's just completely obvious. But Noah, he's showing up.
Noah is number 1 in Texas, says Garrett.
Maybe, dude. Definitely number 1 high schooler. I'd say that much at least.
Yeah, he is playing tremendously right now. I think something that's very notable of Noah is just throughout the Gold League, he does pretty well under pressure, and that's something that, even experienced players are struggling with, and being able to see that at such an early age and such an early round of career is very promising and something that is really useful, especially in games like this.
Spydreverse not getting serves on. Chicken Tenders just hit that 18-point mark, but again, Spydreverse is only the mini break behind. So we'll see. It'd be interesting to see if this game goes into extras. Noah gonna step out wide. He's there this time and puts it away. Good on Spydreverse to stop Noah's wide serve there.
Hard serve, and honestly, a great touch by David. I know lefty is, just in general, it's a very hard serve to receive, but he gets the good touch for Rahul to make a play on it and easy put away.
See if Spydreverse can end this in 3, or if we will go to game 4. 18s all around here. Very close game. Drop there from David. Maybe doesn't make it off the net. Couldn't quite see.
Probably hit back rim.
Maybe hit the backside.
As it was bouncing off.
That one's going to be a fault as well. So 9-8 for Chicken Tenders. All they need is a break here. That's going to miss the net. And that one's going to hit the rim. 19s. It looks like we probably will be going into overtime.
But it needs to hold against Rahul here.
Unless Spydreverse can make 2 breaks happen.
Hard serve there, and no with the easy touch.
It's the body of
Rahul. David goes
David doesn't quite get there.
Oh.
Looks like David doesn't necessarily make the right play there. Kind of looks like when he went for the ball, he just jumps up at it rather than jumping out to it. So a little bit upsetting to see Rahul make a nice body play there, but a little bit unfortunate that it doesn't quite go to David, kind of just went up. But definitely could have been an exciting play there. That one's going to miss the net. Noah serving for game point here. If he makes a break happen, they win game 3. Second serve is going to be a drop into the rim. 20-20, we're going into overtime. David is not over 40.
I saw that.
He looks like it, though. Going to be a timeout call here at 20s all. Take a little break. Get your mental game back together. Nick, how you feeling about this game? Who do you think is going to take game 3?
I honestly feel like Chicken Tenders is going to take it.
Yeah, Noah's looking pretty good. I would say I still think Spydreverse are going to win this game. At this point, I think Noah is taking breaks because he has not put on any of these serves until this game. Looking at David's serve receive, his latest serve receive against Noah, Noah put on a nice wide serve like he did before, but David adjusted now. So it looks like they're starting to handle it, and so all they have to do as 2 serve ballers is just put their serves on the net. Rahul hasn't really been putting too many on, so I think Spydreverse still take this one, but definitely going to be an exciting game as we head into extras 2020 here. David serve. Puts that one on.
Good up by Noah. In the righty.
And not the greatest defensive touch there from David. Definitely what you want. He was in the right spot. Doesn't get it up, though. Unfortunate. 21-20 for chicken tenders.
Oh, and almost gets an amazing push on Rahul right there. And that's going to be the easy cut to finish out the game. And my call was correct. Let's go.
Wow. That's the game. Rahul is not happy. He's throwing his hat.
Looks like a little kid throwing his tantrum, dude. What the heck?
Rahul is not having it. That's game 3, 22-20. Rahul clearly probably wanted to end that one in 3. Now he's going to have to play a whole nother game. So a little bit upset there as the hat comes off. Both these players not really stamina filled, I would say. So we will see how game 4 goes. If chicken tenders will make the reverse sweep happen, or Spydreverse will be able to hold on. Definitely going to be some mad factor coming in here into game 4. Rahul, beforehand he was winning, so he couldn't be really too upset. But now, clearly with a double hat throw, is going to come into game 4 with a little bit more fire in his eyes, and hopefully he'll be swinging a little bit harder.
Yeah, I'm wondering where the the frustration is coming. I mean, is it just wanting to hold that pride and being able to 3-0 them, or really just
I think
have the win?
I mean, Rahul hasn't really been aced a whole lot. As you can see up there on the screen, he only has a 7% ace percentage. And so far in this series, I mean, especially by Fredric, hasn't really been aced a whole lot of times. So, to get aced for the win there at the end of the game, in like no touch aced even, clearly frustrating there for Rahul. But it will definitely make for a more exciting game 4.
Definitely. I'm just sensing some tension between Rahul and Noah right now. As we all know, Rahul was trained by Fred, and Fred having a new apprentice. I mean, maybe he's just a little jealous.
Yeah, as you can see, Garrett in the chat saying frustration is coming from 2 potentially top 5 players not sweeping a new player. And that's pretty true as well. I think they both kind of came into this game expecting to just win it. As you can see, Luke Marshall out here trying to, draw a little bit of lines, draw some 6-foot markers. So
I like the innovation.
Can have a little bit better understanding of where to serve from.
Yeah, I do think that was a bit of a factor on some of Noah's aces. I'm not saying he's not doing great in serving, but he definitely was close, and that would have cut off some angle for him to take. Because one of those first aces he got was just, even with the cut, it was very, very wide. But nonetheless, I mean, if you're not calling it, if you're not noticing it, then fair game.
It's very interesting. Obviously, the biggest difference between games 1 and 2 and game 3 was chicken tenders, not getting left behind early, holding on, not letting breaks happen, and then making breaks for themselves there at the end of the game. So it's going to be up to Spydreverse in order to make the breaks happen early, and then just hold on like they did in game 1 and 2. Rahul's going to start serving here. He's going to be swinging hard. Fredric's going to take that rim and just barely sneak it between the two of them. A little bit unfortunate. Maybe could have made a defensive play there if they're both not, in the air or like a little bit frozen in their position, trying to make body plays. But regardless, it's going to be 1-0 for chicken tenders. They're going to not play this one. That's what I assumed. It looked like live to me. So it's going to be 1-1. David's going to be serving here. Going to put that one on the net. They're going to take it. That's going to be an early break for Spydreverse. Exactly what they want going into this game.
Good up by Fred there. It's a little bit of an off-net set by Noah, and Rahul's going to get a touch on that. David needs to make the play on the set. Fred makes a touch on the ball, and he's going to push it. David with a great touch on that. He's going to rack it past the defense, and that's going to be a point for Spydreverse.
And that's another break for Spydreverse. The first break was not too crucial because they did start out serving this game, so it just put them up the mini break. But now with that break, it's going to put them up 3-1. So starting to wiggle their way out here. Looks like they're playing a little bit more seriously. Probably shouldn't have even let Chicken Tenders get that that second defensive touch on their hit, but they will still pull it out either way. David's going to keep serving here. Rahul's going to dig that one up as well, and a nice set from David. Noah's going to swing hard. It's way off the net. Noah gets a nice touch. Fredric going to set him right past the net a little bit too far. Noah cannot get there. Another break from Spydreverse, 4-1. Looking very strong at the beginning of this game.
Spydreverse proving that they should have had this game in 3, and they're saying, you know what, we were holding back on y'all, but we're going to be coming swinging. Playing very hard right now.
David going for the reverse cut.
Proving why they are the expected ones to win right here.
He's going to double fault there to end his run. 2-4. Chicken Tenders got some work cut out for him.
And Fred getting a serve on the net, but David with the easy receive. He's going to hit the backhand past Noah. Getting a touch on the ball, but not well enough.
And Spydreverse looking like they're starting to play Chicken Tenders' skyball game. We'll see how that works out for him. Rahul's going to hit the rim. He's going to hit the rim again. Really liking that rim this series, or this game. And so we'll see if David will have to be the one to continue making the breaks, or if Rahul can step up and put some serves on the net. Contenders 3-5. And this is a pretty nerve-wracking moment if you're Noah. You know, this is the finals, and you're in game 4. If you lose this one, it's over, and you're already starting to get down. Can't make the break happen there with a drop. Back to David. Let's see if he can go on another run.
Fred telling Noah to let him get that ball. Cut him off in the angle there.
David's going to lift that one as well. 4-6 for Chicken Tenders. I'm sure Fredric's going to be swinging hard here. Definitely does not want to let this game get away from him. Second serve. That one's into the rim. Not going to play that one. Rahul here to serve. Let's see if he can get something on the net. Can he make it happen? And that's a nice serve there from Rahul. Just blasts it right at about Noah's shoulder height. It's going to make it 8-4. Spydreverse starting to run away.
Yeah.
Now.
Rahul looks like he wants this game pretty badly now. He's swinging hard. Doesn't really have a care for how he's playing now. He's just going at it.
Noah to serve here.
Noah needs to be able to keep up with his serving. That is going to be a rim. Sadly, Rahul does not want to make a play on that. It goes a little bit above his head. And that is going to be an ace from Noah on David. And that's something you're going to want to see from Chicken Tenders, to be able to capitalize on this energy that you have from the serve ace. See if we can get it again. Goes for the drop. Rahul's going to be able to adjust to it. Fred with the layout does not get it. And a point for Spydreverse.
Like I said, I think Noah's just dropping a few too many times. It looked like Rahul, he had Rahul on skates there, but then drops it, and Rahul was already close to the net. So definitely think should have just opted for a nice hard serve, just like he broke David the first time. So maybe drop a little bit less if you're Noah. A nice drop from David. And that's going to be a hit into the rim, I believe. Not sure what the call is. So it looks like Chicken Tenders are going to take that one. Not sure what the argument was about, but Chicken Tenders going to take it either way, maybe thinking that the serve hit the ground on the drop, as it was a good drop, but Fredric does usually get his hand under it. That's going to be called lip as well. 10-7, Spydreverse still have a nice lead. See if Rahul can make one more break happen. Serving to Noah again. See if he can blast another one right at his chest. Houston Club Intel Fredric advised Noah to drop Spydreverse a ton. Well, I mean, that's true. Both these players are very droppable, but at the same time, the amount of aces he's gotten on drops, I don't think he's maybe gotten one.
Yeah.
Whereas the amount of aces he's gotten on lefty step outs, he's gotten 6 or 7. As Rahul drops here as well, it's just a drop party. But David's going to make the set off of that body up, and a great play from Spydreverse to just take another break. They're just adding him on at this point, 11-7.
Yeah, and just in reference to the dropping, I think as a lefty hitter, I think something that's more foreign to these players is just a hard left rather than a drop that is, that is something that people use whether they're left or right-handed. So I want to swing what they're not strong against. So I think that's definitely something that's being shown with his lefty hits. David Rahul, not much practice against them, and they're still managing with it, though. Spydreverse is pulling away at 11-7 now. Pretty high set right there. Fred handles it pretty well. Gets the point. That's going to be 8-11. And Chicken Tender's still trying to make a comeback here.
As you see, Fredric still goes for that same hit. I don't think Spydreverse are going to be able to chase those down, so got to step up and play body there. Was a little bit off the net, so I think with the off-net hit, they both ran back, but going to be a nice serve on there, but David's able to handle it.
Oh, Fred with the layout does not get there.
Fredric tries to run it down, but just out of his reach. David serving 12-8. Spydreverse looking good to win this game. Take the series 3-1. Gonna put that one right into Noah's chest again. That's gonna be 13-8. Honestly, he looks like Noah's having a hard time. Looks like they might have found his weakness to serve it right into his chest. Not an easy place to receive. They're not gonna want that one. David serve again. Goes for the drop. Fredric sees it.
Fix it. Instant.
Just gonna blast it away.
Fred was there before he even touched the ball. My goodness.
I think Fredric was planning to body that serve receive no matter what, so he just ran up either way. Gonna call that first serve lip. That one's gonna be rim. 14-9. Chicken Tenders got their work cut out for him for sure. Definitely gonna have to make some moves happen right here. So I think once Spydreverse get up into that 16-17 range, it's gonna be way too hard in order to come back. You're gonna have to make one giant run, which is not unheard of, but definitely gonna be hard considering that Spydreverse have held their serve so well up until this point all throughout the series.
And I think something we're seeing from Spydreverse is not necessarily that they weren't trying the first few games, but I think they really still just didn't respect Noah as a player.
And that's another ace for Rahul. 15-9. Step back cuts Noah. Noah not expecting that one. Don't think Rahul's necessarily pulled that one out. Or at least if he has, they haven't gone on or looked that well. Rahul fakes the lefty. Swings hard.
And he's giving them hard serves, and if Rahul can get another one, it's going to be extremely hard. Goes for the lefty on. Does find it, and that's going to be a point for Chicken Tenders.
Lefty on 2 right there. Looking like a real round net player. Getting Luke to come back into the mix here. 0-5.
I have to take some aces here right now.
Can he make it happen?
Noah. And he is going to clip rim there, and I don't think this is going to be a secureable game for Chicken Tenders. As a 6-point deficit now with David serving.
Goes for the backhand, but they don't want it. You can see Fredric here. Kind of looking a little bit defeated as we head into the end of this game.
Yeah, and it's hard not to, especially, I mean, another ace from David.
Fredric gives a little bit of hassle on it, but Luke Marshall calls clean. Not really sure what the call would have been.
He's pulling at strings right now, trying to find something to call. Be able to stop them. Goes for the bold shot, finds it on. If Fred can turn up here and take. He needs 5 aces. Oh, okay, never mind. Clearly, David still gets it, and that's going to be a point.
I think he was saying that he missed the net, maybe? Or
maybe hit back rim when he did it.
But then Fredric calls cylinder on David, so
Dang.
point's going to go back over to chicken tenders, which, I mean, I agree. It did look like David was hovering right on top of the net, so
I feel like he's been doing that a lot this match.
I think Fredric's in the right here, that he has the cylinder call.
Yeah.
Not 100% sure. I can't necessarily remember if he was in arm's reach of the net, but I don't remember him being far off the net. So,
well, considering, I mean, the set was on net in the middle, and Fred was taking a bull shot. I think he does have the justification to call that he was in his arm's length because it was not an off net hit.
either way, Rahul's going to be serving here 8-1.
Oh,
Fredric tries to make the recovery set, but it falls back into his other arm. 19-11 here. Definitely looks like Spydreverse are going to take this one.
yeah, Noah's struggling with those jams right now.
Chicken tenders are going to have to make a miracle happen or something. Otherwise, I think they're just going to lose. Fredric doesn't want that serve. Observer calls it clean. It's going to be 20-11.
Yeah.
Game point here.
And I think this is where the frustration from the third game came in and kind of just fueled Spydreverse to really show that they were the alpha team here. Just taking them out 21, potentially 21-11. We'll see what happens here, but.
Fredric going to act like he's going to go on 2, but misses it, rolls the net away. Clearly frustrated, but, you know, good win here for Spydreverse. Going to crush them in that 4th game. You know, we had some good games, 1, 2, and 3, but game 4, you know, Spydreverse really showed up with the serves. Maybe some calls that Fredric disagrees with, as he is a very strict caller from the observers. But, you know, not some terrible round net. I think is a really good showing for Noah. And we'll see if we can ask some questions here to Spydreverse. Hello, David. Hello, David. Can you hear us?
Yeah, we hear you. That's game.
All right. Well, congratulations, first of all, on your victory. Couple questions we got for you guys, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead. We're gonna move away to get away from the music, but yeah, keep talking.
Okay. You're frozen on my screen at least.
Yeah, you're frozen on mine as well.
Oh, really?
On the stream as well.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
You're here. Uh-oh. It's
Oh.
freezing on us a little bit.
We were so close.
You hear that?
You have to make sure you're still near the hotspot. Oh, okay. Yeah, we can see you now. Yeah. All right. So, game 3, obviously lost it there in the end. Rahul, we were wondering, you did look extremely frustrated there at the end of game 3 after getting aced. Can you tell us what was going through your mind there? Clearly, nobody wants to lose, but you did look a little bit more angry than, like, it looked like it was a little bit more than just having lost.
Yeah, it was a little bit of frustration from like the calls, like a little bit before that, and then I hadn't got aced by. I think I haven't got aced by Fred up till that point. Yeah, so I was like, now, Are you kidding me? So yeah.
Yeah.
So what was your mindset going into that game 4? I mean, y'all won by a huge deficit in comparison to the first 3 games.
Yeah, I just started hitting my serves harder, and that kind of means that they go on more. And then I think I just cleaned stuff up. Like, I don't know. I didn't want to get aced. I didn't want to miss a hit. Did I miss a set?
Not really.
Well,
not
my sets were a little bit off net, but like David got it. So
yeah, definitely some improvement from per se like game 1, where you guys had a few setting errors.
Yeah.
So yeah, congrats on the win. Nick, do you have any more questions for him?
I guess just one more for me is just, what was the most surprising thing going into this match for y'all? I know that Chicken Tenders was predicted as the underdog, but were there some surprises for y'all? Were there things that y'all struggled with?
There was no surprises for me. I had Chicken Tenders in the final in my book. They're a great team. I think Fredric, as we know, is a great teacher, and Noah's a good learner. So we didn't expect anything more or less than today. I mean, we've watched their games online, and they've been impressive. But today, it was all about seeing, I guess, how we could handle Noah's serve and just how it was on video versus in person. And it was sort of what we expected, so we were able to handle it okay. And I think that was kind of maybe the more biggest surprise, that Noah just was able to keep up and just do really well. So I was really impressed.
Yeah,
by that, to be
definitely.
honest.
And then
But
we
yeah.
had a question from the chat as well. This one's for Rahul. Do you think that you are now #1 in Texas, having beat Fred again?
I cannot answer that question. I'm not the right person.
I don't know. I
I
think
mean-
you
I mean,
definitely have a case for it.
I think he's more than just in the conversation. That's all I can say. We don't want to bash on people on live stream, say this or that. That's kind of not what we're trying to do. But I can tell you, there's a strong case.
I definitely agree. A great showing from you guys today. Congratulations on your victory. Congratulations. I believe you won some money as well.
Yes,
So
sir.
very exciting.
Looks
Maybe
like
some,
we're eating lunch.
yeah, you're gonna have to buy lunch for him or something. So yeah, congrats once again. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Good job, boys.
Thanks for commentating, guys.
Yeah, super fun,
Yeah.
the whole league and stuff.
Yeah, we really
Playing
appreciate.
with- oh, yeah.
TASR's been great, man.
I love playing with David too.
Dude, it's been fun with you, man.
Yeah.
It's been a ride.
Yep.
It's been like there was one set, I think, where like I hit the set and I tossed, and I was so confident enough where I just had to look away because I knew he was gonna hit it on.
Oh
Like-
wait,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm talking about, right?
You dove in.
Like I dove and I could have watched as I fell, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna roll because Rahul's gonna win the point.
Oh yeah, we played great defense
played-
at the end.
yeah.
Like
I was happy with that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely agree.
So,
well done,
Fun with
boys.
you, man.
Yeah.
Go
All right,
get
thanks,
some
guys.
food, relax, and well done. It was great seeing both of y'all.
Thank you.
All
Bye.
right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today to our Gold League finals. We hope you had a great time watching. We hope you'll come back. I'm sure we'll be streaming some games from the Round Rock Major. That's going to be happening on September 19th. If you want to play in it, go sign up at texasroundnet.com. Otherwise, we will catch you guys later. We hope you have a great Labor Day. And we hope everyone has a great rest of the RoundNet season. Hopefully, we can get some more tournaments in. So we will catch you guys later.